Lesson 25. The inner strength that cannot be taken away. There is a kind of strength that has nothing to do with force, nothing to do with dominance, nothing to do with being loud, impressive, or unshakably confident. It is the strength of a rooted soul, a soul that knows who it is, a soul that stands even when the world moves, a soul that bends without breaking, a soul that remains itself in every season. This is what Scripture calls the hidden person of the heart. This is what the Church Fathers called the inner man. This is what modern psychology calls core self. This is what the desert monks called simply the heart that stands. This lesson is about that strength, the strength that cannot be taken away. 1. The inner strength is not something you build, it's something you uncover. Most people think inner strength is something you achieve, something you earn, something you construct through discipline or willpower. But the Christian tradition says the opposite. The Fathers taught, God placed strength in the heart from the beginning, meaning the inner core is already there. It is not created, it is revealed. Modern psychology agrees. Beneath all layers of conditioning, fear, trauma, and adaptation, there is a stable, calm, grounded self. Your inner strength is not a project. It is a rediscovery. 2. The inner strength appears when you stop living borrowed identities. A person loses their inner core not because they are weak, but because they are busy being someone else, someone their family expected, someone society rewarded, someone fear demanded, someone pain shaped. The Church Fathers said the greatest sin is to forget who you are, not morally, existentially. Modern psychology calls this self-abandonment, the moment you betray your own truth to fit into someone else's story. Your inner strength returns the moment you stop borrowing identities and begin living from your own center. 3. The inner strength grows in silence, not in noise. Noise scatters the soul. Silence gathers it. The desert monks understood this deeply. They believed that silence is not the absence of sound. Silence is the presence of self. In silence, you hear what you actually feel, what you actually want, what you actually fear, what you actually believe. Modern neuroscience confirms this. The brain integrates identity in states of quiet focus. If you want a strong inner core, you must give your soul places where it can breathe. Even 5 minutes of quiet each day begins to rebuild the inner structure. 4. The inner strength is formed by what you refuse to compromise. A person's core is not defined by what they achieve, but by what they refuse to betray. Your values, your truth, your boundaries, your integrity, your calling. The Church Fathers said, stand in the truth, and the truth will stand in you. Modern psychology calls this self-congruence, when your actions match your inner world. Every time you act from your truth, your inner core strengthens. Every time you betray your truth, your inner core weakens. Strength is not loud. Strength is consistent. 5. The inner strength is shaped by suffering, but not defined by it. Suffering does not create your identity, but suffering reveals it. The desert monks taught, trials do not break the soul. They show its foundation. Modern psychology calls this post-traumatic integration, the process where pain becomes wisdom, wounds become compassion, and struggle becomes depth. Your inner core grows when you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And begin asking, what is this shaping in me? Pain is not the enemy of strength. Pain is the sculptor of strength. 6. The inner strength is gentle, not harsh. Harshness is insecurity wearing armor. Gentleness is strength without fear. Scripture says, "Let your gentleness be known to all." Not weakness, gentleness. The Church Fathers taught, "The strong heart is the soft heart." Modern psychology confirms this. Emotional flexibility is the highest form of resilience. A rigid person breaks. A gentle person bends and rises again. Your inner core is not a stone. It is a living root. 7. The inner strength is sustained by prayer, but not the kind you expect. Prayer is not asking for power. Prayer is returning to your center. Prayer is the moment you stop standing alone and begin standing with God. But in this lesson, prayer is not about words. It is about alignment. A simple prayer is enough. Lord, keep me rooted in truth. Lord, keep me steady in storms. Lord, keep me whole. The desert monks prayed not to escape life, but to remain themselves within it. Modern psychology calls this grounding. The Church calls it abiding. Both mean the same thing, coming back to your center. 8. The inner strength becomes visible in how you walk through the world. You know a person has an inner core when they don't rush, they don't panic, they don't collapse under pressure, they don't betray themselves to be liked, they don't lose themselves in noise, they don't react, they respond, they don't need to prove, they simply are. This is the strength that cannot be taken away. Not by criticism, not by praise, not by chaos, not by fear, not by the world, because it does not come from the world, it comes from within. A quiet owl. Closing thought. Your inner strength is not something you need to create. It is something you need to uncover. It is already there, beneath the noise, beneath the fear, beneath the expectations, beneath the wounds. It is the part of you God formed with intention, the part of you life cannot break, the part of you that stands. And when you begin to live from that place, quietly, steadily, faithfully, you become someone the world cannot move. Not because you are hard, but because you are rooted. Thank you for spending this quiet moment with me. If this lesson brought you peace, consider sharing it with someone who may need it. Until next time, stay gentle with your soul.